The TVWAN News.
Good evening. This is TVWAN News. I'm Maricela Calaton.
And I'm Rex Lita. Join me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, Panguna Mine, a lesson for future projects, and Iton still concerned over Hunters' defense. Governor General Grand Chief Sir Bob Dadai has executed on behalf of the state a contract for the installation of medical incinerators for all 21 provincial hospitals in the country. United Nations Office for Project Services Country Manager Joanna Simpson and Vagi William signed the contract, witnessed by Secretary of Department of Health Dr. Osborne Liko at Government House yesterday. The contract includes installation, certification and commissioning of infection prevention and control and healthcare waste management facilities and procurement of related equipment and supplies for the 21 provincial hospitals. The contract, valued at over $8 million equivalent to more than 29,000 kina, will be funded by the World Bank under its PNG COVID-19 Emergency Response Project. This week, the Community Affairs and National Content Conference and Expo, or CAN-CONEX, facilitated many discussions from key resource, mining and energy sector partners. Tuesday's session on Panguna highlighted how CAN-CONEX is a space for uncomfortable, open and honest conversations about issues that are painful but are relevant and can prepare PNG and the autonomous region of Bougainville for future projects. Speaking on the Panguna Mine Impact Legacy Assessment, Autonomous Bougainville Government's Minister for Community Government and MP for Yoro constituency Theonila Rocco Matbob presented an update on the experience of dealing with the mining company over legacy issues of Panguna and how the Panguna experience can prepare new prospect areas. Minister Roka Matbob explained the cruciality of the assessment.
24. The assessment is now in the process of completion, and a month shy from now the result will be released. Panguna was never closed, and the complaints that the landowners have were never addressed. So with the assessment result, with the assessment data and the report, it will pave way to understanding two issues. The first is the entry into the myriad of issues needing attention. Second is the entry into taking steps towards redevelopment without potential repeat of the past.
She said there is need for both the national government and the ABG to commit to closure before moving on to talks about the future.
We need to ensure that this process of Panguna, being Papua New Guinea's first experience, we need to work together to find closure to the legacies that affects our people. Given that numbers don't lie, I am anticipating the result to come next month so that we can have some real discussion for a real deal that will benefit the people. The biggest challenge we have right now is for our national government to truly engage and become part of that journey. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be working together.
Roka Matbob says as a way forward, enabling laws are the fuel that can make systems work better.
I believe that as a way forward, enabling laws are the fuel that can make the systems work. Without enabling laws, we can have our systems, but those systems will not work. And they will not make the agencies in education, in health, in all the other sectors work.
Also at the CanConex, ABG President Ismail Toroama, while believing that large-scale mining is essential as they develop and implement their self-determination goals, they must also continue to focus on this being done only in a way that ensures there is never a repeat of the terrible experiences of and grievances from the past operation of the Panguna mine. President Toroama stated that there are many lessons to be learned from the Panguna experience, but highlighted too. Community affairs and local content are key to successful mineral and other natural resource developments, where strong customary land ownership structures exist, and the importance of listening to local stakeholders. He encouraged that it is important to continue to improve resource laws to allow for locally inclusive and equitable development towards capturing a larger share of the value chain distribution locally. Toroama ended his statement with a solemn reminder to never forget Bougainville Panguna mine experience and the unnecessary loss of more than 20,000 lives. Highlighting the present condition of Panguna mine and the surrounding environment, former PNG Council of Women President Theresa Jaintong raised significant environmental concerns posed by Panguna mine. She said, "The terraces of the Panguna mine pit wall are mostly crumbled and eroded. The mine pit is a huge hole showing the impact of mining activities. Erosion has weakened the land around the mine, causing rainwater to form greenish-blue pools from copper traces, and large mining equipment has been scavenged for scrap."
Despite the damage, women from Panguna mine area continue to their traditional roles, leading to maintain some of the normalcies. They are engaged in small-scale mining on the riverside beds of the tailings and farming and vegetable on the remaining fertile land. Economic activities. The community earn income from selling foodstuff at the market in Panguna Township, Morgan Junction, and Araba Town. Women's efforts are crucial for the local economy. The environmental and social impact. Destruction and renewal. The mine remains resemble the aftermath of a giant destruction rampage. The loss of the land mass and rainforest highlights the severe environmental toll.
The 7th National Science and Technology Conference hosted in Leh has raised the bar with the presentation of a number and quality of research papers and a platform to have the papers published. The University of Technology's organizing chairperson, Dr. Veronica Bue, described the event a real success, attracting not only researchers and scientists in Papua New Guinea, but also from as far as Slovakia in Central Europe.
The 7th National Science and Technology Conference, hosted from July 1st to the 4th at the PNG University of Technology in Leh, garnered the interest of over 100 researchers, academics, scientists, postgraduates, and undergraduates. The event was hosted by the Papua New Guinea Science and Technology Council Secretariat and co-hosted by UNITEC under the theme Application of Science, Technology and Innovation for Sustainable Economic Development.
We use the conference management system. It's a software called Easy Chair. So when you put when you advertise that conference, the title of the conference in that software, like it goes to other platforms where people can see. Okay, that's when we got the interest from the international communities as far as Slovakia, India, Malaysia, okay, They were interested in the conference, and well, they sent in their abstracts as formalities, and then finally with paper presentations, we were able to get keynote speakers as well from the international community.
The over 100 papers that were received were peer-reviewed by the editorial team, and the number was brought down to 73. Submissions were made under the sub-themes of environment and earth sciences, energy and natural resources, climate-smart agriculture, well-being and information society, and socio-economic aspects.
I can say that it was a real success because all the international speakers that we selected, all of them accepted, and we were able to bring them regardless of the constraints in visas, but because we are collaborating with the team in Port Moresby from the Science and Technology Council Secretariat, it was easy to, get to the right people at the immigrations to grant their visas.
Furthermore, the other editions of the Science and Technology Conference only have hard copies of selected presentations. This year's conference committee have secured a publisher to have the proceedings published online, which can be accessed by the research community in PNG and abroad. Dr. Bue said this gives credibility not only to the conference, but also to those who have presented their papers. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
Ideas, experiences, and information were in abundance at the 7th National Science and Technology Conference in Ley. A passionate educator from Kiunga in Western Province was an outstanding presenter during the 4-day conference at the PNG University of Technology.
The recent 7th National Science and Technology Conference that was hosted at the PNG University of Technology in Ley was a hub of knowledge, ideas, experiences, and information. The 4-day conference, which started on Monday, July 1st, had 73 presenters from PNG as well as from the international research community, including China, Kenya, India, Malaysia, and Slovakia. One of the presenters who captivated attendees with his passion and eloquence was Elias Ranga, who was submission 63, Practical STEM in Education. Ranga, who is originally from East Sepik Province, established a School of Excellence in Kiunga, Western Province, in 2015 and started enrollments the next year. Ranga, whose teaching career has spanned 14 years, currently has 60 students in his school, called the Cross Country School of Excellence. He emphasized on quality over quantity, especially in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM.
The presentation was quite really interesting and fascinating because it comprises of all the practical work that I have been doing over the past 10 years, and more or less it's looking at project-based learning, or we call it practical STEM in education, whereby all the maths and the science and every areas of learning and the different fields that we do in the fields out there are brought into the classrooms. The major skills include creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. And that is what we need in the whole world. And everyone who comes up from the school system, they have to have the 4 major C's.
Ranga started his own school because he did not believe in silo teaching and learning, an approach rooted in the current curriculum where learning is a one-way street.
Silo means I am the disseminator of the information and you're going to just listen to me only. And the teacher is dominating the lesson. It's called silo teaching and learning. Also, it means that you stick to your own subject. You teach English, that's it, English. You teach maths, that's maths. You teach science, it's science. There is no much work of integration and collaboration and partnership.
Ranga says in the new global shift in education, integrated teaching and learning approach needs to be the focus not only in secondary schools, but also brought down to the elementary and primary school levels. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
The Shark Calling Festival in Kontu, West Coast, New Ireland began on July 4th with 20 shark callers from Kontu and Tebin braving gloomy weather and heavy rains. The highlight was the capture of a 2-meter shark by 45-year-old Victor Conrad of Kontu village after 2 hours at sea. Notable attendees included Executive Director of the National Cultural Commission, Stephen Kilanda, New Ireland Tourism Board Chairlady Veronica Jigede, and other local leaders. Kilanda, witnessing the custom for the first time, was amazed and pledged continued support for the festival's sustainability. He personally awarded 500 kina to Victor Conrad and 50 kina to other participants. The festival continued on July 5th with 37 sharks captured in the lead-up to the event. You're watching TV1 News. Among stories after the break, honoring Sir Peter Luce and preserving culture through music.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He loves the Maroons. He loves the Blues. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
Favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook, and with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
Welcome back. Governor General Grand Chief Sir Bob Dadai yesterday officiated the swearing-in ceremony of 3 judges reappointed to the Supreme and National Courts of Justice. The Judicial and Legal Services Commission has reappointed Justice Richard Hatchon as a judge of the Supreme and National Courts of Justice for a period of 3 years, Justice Teresa Bergen as a judge of the National Supreme Courts of Justice for a period of 3 years, and Justice Anthony Kupmain as an acting judge of the National Court of Justice for a period of 12 months. The judges recited before the Governor-General the oath of declaration of office, declaration of loyalty, and judicial declaration. Chief Justice Sir Gibbs Zelika witnessed the ceremony at the Government House. A technical team from the Department of Education visited the location of the proposed Sir Peter Luce School of Excellence at Quarry in Bumbita, Muhian LLG of Maprik District yesterday. This is following a call by the People First Party leader and Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, to Prime Minister James Marape and the Pangu Party to deliver a special memorial for late Sir Peter Luce in the form of Sir Peter Luce School of Excellence at his home district of Maprik. The call was made last month by Richard Maru during the swearing-in ceremony of the newly elected member for Maprik Open, Libet Caprice, into Parliament. With the absence of Maru during the visit by the technical team, the newly inducted member of Maprik, Libet Caprice, who is also a member of the People's First Party, led the technical team for the site visit. MP Caprice stated that in his election campaign he made a commitment to the people of Maprik that they will honor Sir Peter Luce, who was a firebrand MP and represented Maprik district for 3 decades after political independence. Caprice stated that Sir Peter deserves to be given a recognition which is well and truly overdue. Sir Peter will be honored through the building of a School of Excellence at his home district and will serve as a perpetual reminder to the people of Maprik of the great leader that was produced by the district. The technical team from the Department of Education will develop a scope of work and provide a design to the district authority, including costings for the project. Once done, a submission to NEC for funding will commence for next year's budget. Caprice has expressed gratitude for the support in this project. Over 2,000 Catholic women from the Highlands are in Mendi, Southern Highlands Province, for the Highlands Regional Catholic Women Convention, which started on the 1st of July. The meet ends today. Themed peace building, the mothers took to the streets of Mendi town on Wednesday, calling for peace to be restored in Southern Highlands, Hela and Enga. The theme reflects the issues affecting and threatening the peace and security of women and children in the families and communities around the Highlands provinces. Issues include tribal conflicts, sorcery-related violence, gender-based violence, sexual violence, child abuse, drug and alcohol abuse, and the general dysfunctional law and order systems which are contributing to a breakdown of law and order in the region. The convention helped women in the region understand these issues and learn peace-building activities to help reduce the impact of these issues on the community. In a music industry saturated with global talent, standing out requires innovation and authenticity. Enter VT1's A Fijian Music Collect is not only making waves but also redefining the way Fijian music is perceived worldwide. By uniting the best voices of Fiji under one brand and committing to singing exclusively in their native languages, VT1s is preserving their cultural heritage while captivating audiences around the globe. This bold approach not only sets them apart but also showcases the rich, diverse talent emerging from the Pacific.
VT1's, a pioneering Fijian music collective, has taken an innovative approach to marketing and distributing Fijian music, allowing their artists to stand out in the crowded global music scene. Recognizing the challenge of breaking through, VT1s compile the best voices in Fiji under one brand, VT1s, which stands for the ones from VT, or VT being the Fijian term for Fiji in Itāuki.
So I think early on, we had to approach the marketing of Fijian music differently to allow us, or to give our artists a chance to cut through in the world of music, which is a very congested environment. There's so many artists from all over, so we tried to figure out a way in which our artists could be perceived differently and our music could travel further. So what we decided to do was compile all the best voices in Fiji underneath one brand, which is VT1s. And it was a big risk in the beginning. We didn't know how it would work because I don't think that model had been taken up in the Pacific before.
The collective started as a small group of friends determined to create unique music. Ratu, one of the founding members, shared. He revealed this during a tour with artists Tonton Malele and Jaro Local in New Zealand, where they realized the immense talent within the Melanesian community.
But at the same time, we were trying not to be the same as everybody else. An amazing opportunity as well for Melanesian music, because there's so much other islands in the Pacific. But we, like as a collective, as Melanesians, we have so much talent. And getting to share that experience with everybody, I think is an amazing feeling for me personally.
Director of Kick Entertainment, Ruth Kedea, emphasized the cultural significance of VT1s, noting the absence of English in their songs.
When we are talking about preserving our culture and how important once you lose your language, you pretty much lose your culture. VT1's music is how they are preserving their culture through their music. So when we have generation of kids where they're influenced by social media and things like that, we need to learn to, I think all artists, including PNG artists, all have a responsibility to their fan base to, put these messages out there to the kids using these platforms of social media and its appreciation of culture through our language.
VT1's unique approach not only highlights Fijian and Melanesian talent, but also serves as a powerful tool for cultural preservation and appreciation. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
A delegation of Papua New Guinean officials completed a comprehensive economic development study tour across several U.S. cities, including Charleston, South Carolina. Organized by the U.S. Department of State's IVLP, the tour aimed to explore themes such as government transparency, sustainable urban development, and port security. Highlights of their Charleston visit included discussions with local leaders and organizations, culminating in a sister cities agreement with Lake City. The tour continues to Wisconsin and Hawaii, focusing on furthering economic, cultural, and educational ties between the regions. And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at 0.2598 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying 0.2523 US dollars, 0.3720 Australian dollars, 0.2258 euro, and 40.45 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, copper closed higher, coffee, palm oil, and crude oil closed lower, while cocoa closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed unchanged, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues when we come back. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for give chicken a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Digital Business. We help grow your business with secure, reliable, and cost-effective ICT solutions. We will manage your technology and you can power your vision for your business with the best solutions to offer. Accelerate your business growth with Digital Business Cloud Solutions with cloud platform services, disaster recovery as a service, and backup as a service. Talk to our cloud solutions experts today. Digicel Business. Better solutions for better business.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite romance. Tennessee cola, scale rise on scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rise on scale price. Amber, you like it?
Thanks for staying with us. In regional news, as the race to become President of the United States continues to heat up, members of the Democratic Party fear for their leader Joe Biden's prospects of retaining the White House. The 81-year-old president has vowed to stay in the race. He has also sought to reassure top Democrats he is up for the task despite a disastrous debate performance against his opponent, Donald Trump, last week. Two representatives have already recommended he step aside, joining some of the country's largest newspapers. Others have expressed concern for Mr. Biden's health, demanding answers from the campaign. A new coin commemorating the 50th anniversary of the NAIDOC committee will enter circulation tomorrow ahead of next week's NAIDOC celebrations in Adelaide. The coin was designed by an Indigenous artist hailing from the Northern Territory who managed to keep a lead on the achievement for more than 2 years.
A throwaway application from this artist will now see her designs circulate around the country.
Yeah, I got a phone call. I couldn't believe it. I kept asking the committee, are you sure?
Courtney Glass had her design selected to front a special commemorative coin celebrating the 50th anniversary of an Aboriginal-led NAIDOC. The 27-year-old hailing from Katherine in the Northern Territory, making her way to Adelaide for the unveiling.
Really special here today just to see it in the flesh, and then also just share it and celebrate it with not only the committee but also my family.
A family also trekking down from the NT with no idea of what was in store.
I just told them it was an art project, and yeah, they had a bit of a surprise and shock when they saw what I actually created, which was fun.
She kept it as a secret even from her partner. I don't know many people that could do that.
Miss Glass was selected from around 30 Indigenous artists with a design that best represents NAIDOC's role.
Courtney Glass's design epitomises to me what NAIDOC is about. It's about bringing us together. It's about recognition of us going forward as a nation.
If you want to get your hands on one of these, you better move fast. The commemorative coins go via an online ballot on the Mint's website, and you can get these regular ones via a coin swap in Adelaide and Perth from Friday. The coins unveiling comes just days before the start of NAIDOC Week in Adelaide, an important time for Indigenous people around the country.
It's a week of celebration, but also acknowledging our history. So it's amazing that this will be a part of history as well.
A marine park in the Southern Ocean around the remote Heard and McDonald Islands is set to be quadrupled in size. The federal government is planning to protect an extra 300,000 square kilometers of ocean around the sub-Antarctic islands, providing a haven for sea life and bird life.
Thousands of kilometres southwest of the Australian mainland, isolated in the Southern Ocean. The Heard and McDonald Islands and the waters that surround them are among the world's most pristine environments.
These waters are absolutely vital for a range of threatened species, including blue whales, southern right whales, albatross.
The government is proposing to add to the existing sanctuary zones so that 90% of Australian waters around the islands have some level of protection.
It's a terrific expansion.
Marine conservationists have welcomed the plan, but have concerns about the details.
At the moment, the new areas for sanctuary protection are not in areas that we would recommend are of highest priority.
They want to see some shallow water areas and critical seafloor locations given the highest level of protection to safeguard breeding grounds and feeding areas for seals, penguins and seafloor creatures.
Australia's incredibly fortunate to be a custodian of this incredible place, and we really should be giving it the protection it deserves.
It marks the latest step in the government's efforts to expand the nation's marine protected areas.
More than half of Australia's waters will be protected. That's a huge achievement for ocean conservation.
Marine ecologists say climate change is the biggest threat to species in the sub-Antarctic area, and that reducing greenhouse gas emissions should be the government's top priority. But protecting the area from other pressures will help vulnerable species.
The best thing that governments can do in these polar regions is to provide areas where there is no exacerbation of the climate change impacts from other activities.
The government will fund a research expedition to the islands in the next financial year.
An Indonesian court has sentenced an Australian man to 6 months rehabilitation after finding him guilty of possessing methamphetamine in Bali. Troy Andrew Smith, originally from Port Lincoln, was arrested on April 30 after police raided his hotel room near Kuta Beach and seized 3.15 grams of crystal methamphetamine. Police found a further 0.4 grams of the drug, along with a bong and a lighter, in his desk drawer. His earlier charge of drug trafficking was dropped. It would have carried the death penalty. The arrest followed a tip that Smith had received a suspicious package containing toothpaste from mail from Australia. Under Indonesia's drug laws, he faced up to 12 years in prison if found guilty. Australian woman Rebecca Ode has received brain, eye and reconstructive surgery in Bali after being found with severe head injuries. How she sustained the injuries remains unknown.
Tuesday morning that her family got the call to say that Rebecca Ode had been injured on an extended trip to Bali. Now, her family have told the ABC that she underwent 14 hours of surgery to address a brain hemorrhage and shattered eye socket. She's also broken her jaw, her cheekbones and her collarbones, and her family now have concerns that she may have lost the use of one of her eyes. Rebecca Ode was found on a small island off the main island of Bali and was rushed to the main island. She's being treated at Denpasar's General Hospital, where her family are waiting for her to become stable enough to bring her back to Australia. They've set up a GoFundMe page appealing for help to cover the cost of her hospital bills and to medically evacuate her back to Sydney, then on to Newcastle. Now, another sad aspect of this story is that Rebecca Ode's trip to Bali came 2 years after her father's death. And her family have told the ABC that she was on a rebuilding mission and that she was focusing on getting her health back on track. It's still unclear how her injuries were sustained.
Next in sports with Rex, concerns over Hunters Defence and Kickboxing Eyes partnership with world promoter. Stay with us.
Open Rex. Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Did
you know that you can get the latest updates on what's happening on the DTV app? 1. Open the DTV app. 2. Go to the profile on the upper right-hand corner of your screen and scroll down to push notifications. 3. Turn it on and you're good to receive notifications on the latest sports, TV series, and movies. DTV, your TV on the go.
I can't believe it. He just called me last week. It was a butt dial.
What are we gonna do with these ashes?
Easy.
Where was Durfee the happiest?
Oh my God, it's spring break.
It's time for the party game! These people stole our games!
You remind me of my granddad.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know, 40?
You wanna play? Let's play! I get her number?
Buddy Games Spring Awakening premieres Saturday, July 6, 10 p.m. on HBO.
And look at that. Absolutely magnificent. Jones on the fly. Awesome.
Welcome back. PNG Hunters coach Paul Aiton has again raised concerns about the team's defensive effort and the lack of respect for opponents regardless of where they are on the competition table. Ahead of this weekend's round 13 clash against top place North Devils on Sunday, Aiton, after last week's second half debacle against Jets, Hunters need to be better in their defense and mindsets if they are serious about playing finals football again. Aiton's takeaway from last week's win against bottom team Jets would be the boys' extra effort in their defense in the second half to earn goal until full time. At the team's post-mortem this week, Aiton was critical about attitude and mindset playing against lowly ranked sides who are also putting in a lot of time and effort at training to compete against top sides.
It was a long break, but we started off really well. First half, they only just scored in the last minutes of the first half, and maybe I believe we took our foot off the accelerator. I thought we thought probably it was going to be an easier game than it was, and in this competition, sides just don't go away. As we learned from Cutters, we've learned from Seagulls. All these sides don't go away, so they always they get a sniff, and they've got the quality and the skill to be able to put points on as well. So. We've just got to be better in our defence and mindset.
Aiton said, though they were able to put 28 points in the first half and defended in small patches for 3 sets in a row, that took a lot of gas out of the boys. Earlier in the season, they were defending well for longer periods but dropped their guard a bit and need to improve with some consistency. Hunters currently in the 8th place with 18 points. Are up against competition leaders North Devils first place on 26 points on Sunday. A loss could see both teams dropping down on the points ladder. Aiton is sure the boys are ready to put in 100%, and that's all he can ask for.
It's been, I think we had 10 matches at their home ground. We've won 2 of those. So it's going to be a big game for us. It's going to be a very big game for us. I'm sure whoever I put in is going to give it 100% as the boys always do, so that's all I can ask for.
Another positive out of training this week is Joshua Lau's availability for selection again after recovering from an ankle injury. Joshua is a linchpin of the Hunters' running game. Also, back in the starting lineup is Captain Ila Alu, while Koso Bandi and Tony Warrott are the starting props, with Valentine Richard and Jordan Pett to come off the bench. Jamie Mavoko, Joshua Lau, and Judah Rimbu in the spine. In the back 5, Sani Wabo fullback, Brandon Nima and Solowane on the wings, and centers Alex Max and Clint Lama. Under coach Aiton, the Hunters have recorded 3 away wins so far this year against Townsville Blackhawks, Clydesdales and Jets.
No, looking forward to the challenge. We've got a really good bunch of boys. as you can see on our day, we can beat anyone. So it is a challenge, and it's something that makes us we're all excited to take on, and also excited if there's some boys that are unfortunately out due to injury, the next person up for us.
Yeah. The PNG Football Association has launched its Premier Soccer League season 2024 yesterday at the PNG Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Present at the launching was the new Chief Executive Officer of PNG Sports Foundation, Michael James, football clubs, captains and some fans. The soft launch officiated by James marked a commencement of the PSL season 2024. All 8 participating clubs showed up at the launch as the season 2024 gets underway this weekend in Port Moresby. And in Lae, Saturday matches in Lae will see Lae City FC meets Lae City Dwellers FC in the first of the double header, and FC Wawans takes on the visiting Gulf Comara. Catch these exciting matches at the Sir Ignatius Kilaga Stadium. On Sunday in Port Moresby Strikers FC going up against Yakari United FC at 12 p.m. and the defending champions Yakari United FC plays Admiralty Island FC to wrap up the round at 3 p.m. on Sunday. And that wraps up the sports segment. Maricela.
Thank you, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern Port Moresby, mostly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Daru, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Lae, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, partly cloudy with possible few showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau and Kavieng, some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorm. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with east to southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots, reaching 45 knots at times. Bismarck Sea, seas rather rough to very rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots, reaching 45 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, Kiwai Islands, Kerma, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 2.5 to 3 meters along warning areas. And waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to CSC Long Islands to Kaukar Island, seas 2 to 3 meters rising to 3.5 meters to 4 meters along gale warning areas. That ends the news tonight. Have a safe weekend. Bye for now.
TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.